Peace, peace to the God. Justin, how you feel, man? Peace. Star in the building. Damn, peace was good. CD. All right. Perry. 16. Peace. Greetings, Queen. How are you? All right. Denise. DJ. Jerry Harper. Peace. What's good, fam? Okay. Greetings, everyone. How y'all feel? I hope y'all can hear me because I'm speaking through my earpiece right now. Because it's kind of loud in here. All right. This is I had to post up at like a I don't know. I've never seen this kind of place in any other city. I'm in Atlanta right now, so this place is called Roast. Yeah. So I guess they make your food right on the spot over there. It's connected to Whole Foods in Atlanta, Ponce. The sound is good. Okay. I don't have my traditional backwards hat on because walked out of the house and grabbed the wrong hat. This says Professor Griff, Public Enemy. Hat I used to wear back in the day. This thing is all beat up and I don't know what I was thinking. I just reached in the top of the closet and grabbed something. Yeah, this is old, back on the last tour kind of. Yeah. Why did I choose to settle in Atlanta? My family, my sisters and brothers moved here. And back when they moved here, it was like, it was a place to be. We started a couple of businesses in Atlanta. Far cry from New York, far cry from my traveling back and forth to Miami. Do what I had to do as far as recording is concerned. The weather's nice here in Atlanta. There's black people here. Yeah, the weather's not extreme here, so I can do that. Sure, I'm trying to find someplace warmer. I'm gonna start in a few minutes. Just wait for this thing to populate. Today we're gonna do part 2 of this. I'm from LA. Atlanta is Wakanda. No, Oakland is Okanda. Oakland, the Bay, man. The town. I was out there, they wearing shirts at Okanda. For real. Said it's cool in Texas. I can't do that Texas heat. All right, time is it? All right, cool. About a couple of more seconds, we're gonna start. I was trying to give people about 5 minutes to come on in. Since I'm an hour late, nah, Griff, come back to NC, North Carolina. I ain't never been to North Carolina like that. North Carolina's cool. South Carolina, Greenville, nah. Yeah, I'll stay right here in Atlanta too. You know, yeah. Bobby said, am I gonna give you all the secrets of looking young? Nah, I'm 58 years old. I don't eat any meat. I stay away from the processed food. I don't do any dairy. I have a vegan living, not a vegan diet. I'm not trying to die. I never smoked anything ever in my life. I never took a drink. Yeah, I don't. All right, so today I gave it an extra minute. So today we're going to do part 2 of the psychotechnology of brainwashing, as we discussed the other night. Before I get started, I want to say, give thanks to Scorpio 16. We affectionately call her 16. And thank you to everyone that has sent $1, $2, $5, $100, $50, whatever you sent. Really appreciate that. I'm working hard every night to get the ebooks out, and get some of the notes out. And on top of that, every how you feel, bro? Y'all gotta expect this. All right, what's happening, man? Hold on a second. How you feel, bro? All right. Yeah. So I'm every other day. Thanks to y'all, I'm going to the post office to drop these books off to send them out. But do me a favor, we got to pay attention to instructions, because a lot of y'all are hitting me up. So, I didn't get my ebooks, and y'all never sent me your email address. So if you give some kind of donation, please send me your email address so I can get you the ebooks. All right. All right. When you send me an email, send me what ebook you want. All right. You gotta send me what email you want. I mean, what book, ebook you want. If you send me a PayPal, something that you paid for, you gotta indicate what you paid for. And then the area where it says your phone number, put your phone number in case something happened to the order, is back ordered or whatever. I can contact you directly so you don't have to wait a week or so. All right. DJ King James Hunter, make me a moderator. I can't do that. That's a conversation we gotta have. That's like going on a blind date, bro. I can't do that. We gotta talk first, man. Me and 16 got together offline so we could communicate and talk and get on one page and get in accord with one another so we can make sure this thing runs smooth. I ain't just say, I like the way your name's spelled. It's spelled, come on and be the moderator. No, we had to have a conversation about this. All right. So anyway, excuse the noise in the background. All right. So let's dive into the psychotechnology of brainwashing. I'm going to try to pick up where I left off. I think I have an idea. The process of brainwashing. Nope. Conditioning of the mind. I remember reading The Citizen. Conditioning of the mind. The opening, conditioning of the mind. All right. I'm just gonna skip through it. All right. Hopefully we can pull and extract some things out of it. So let's start with the conditioning of the mind. It says we learn behavior relative to the religious, ethical, economic, educational, media, and government institutions. Oh, just let y'all know before I get too deep into this. Yeah, that thing with R. Kelly is kind of heating up. I was online looking at some stuff. I'm like, man, yeah, it's getting kind of ugly on both sides. Yeah, so wow. No one understands something though. We need to take the side of truth, not just take the side of a popular entertainer, or I don't know, whichever way the wind is blowing. So we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. But when history is recorded, especially your history is recorded, and you have to go back before the Lord in the last day, and you have to account for all your ways and actions and your thoughts and your deeds. All right. And when they read that information back to you on which side of history you was on, you better be very mindful of that. All right. All right. We learn behavior relative relative to the religious, ethical, economic, educational, media, and governmental institutions which control our behavior. All right. The whole idea of learning behavior. All right. So it goes into, according to Skinner, B.F. Skinner. I need y'all to be mindful who this gentleman is. B.F. Skinner. Look him up. Man plays two roles by designing his own culture. All right. First, he is the controller since he is he who designs and creates the culture. Secondly, the product of the culture. Man is controlled, brainwashed by that culture, whether that is intentional or not. All right. So we go from B.F. Skinner to Kenneth B. Clark. You all know who Kenneth B. Clark is, right? He is the gentleman, I believe, him and his assistant or him and his wife. Who did the doll test, the black and white doll test. All right, just received the little book. Oh, wow, okay, that's good. You got the book in, that's good. All right, Zach, you're absolutely on it, correct. All right, so between B.F. Skinner's argument is that many professional papers, articles, and books that is designed a technology of behavior, a technology to be set up and deliberate design a controlling environment. So the environment has to be controlled. This is what I said several shows ago. We have to control the environment that our children are in, simply because in order to teach them, we have to control them. All right. Kenneth B. Clark, the only black psychologist to serve as the president of the American Psychological Association, called upon science to develop a psychotechnology that could monitor the emotional stability in world leaders and curb their aggressive instincts. All right. So these are some of the things I have a high mark. A technology that will lead to the control of human behavior on a vast scale. All right. On a vast scale. All right. So understand something. They're trying mass mind control, so to speak. They want to control behavior on a mass scale. What kind of example can we give today to exemplify that particular fact that they're talking about here? What's going on today where we can point to and say, oh, that's mass mind control or the behavior on a massive scale? For the people that's just tuning in, psychotechnology of brainwashing. David Stevens said fake news. Fake news. Give me an example of fake news. What's fake news? Fake news. Subliminal message, Joe Bing said. Transgenderism for everyone. The gay agenda. Facebook news. Okay, so these are the things some of y'all are saying are fake news or mass mind control. The question that has to be asked is, who will use such a technology and for what purposes will they use this particular technology? Transhumanism, Gary said. Interracial dating agenda, feminism. All right, who will use this technology on a social scale? Social media. Simon says social media. All right. Who will determine emotional stability and by what standards? Oh, wow. That struck a nerve because me and my wife was reading an article, hold on, just the other night. I want to make sure I get y'all the article. Let me see. The article is entitled, hold on. Let me see. I might be looking on the wrong phone. The article is called The Gatekeepers of SoundCloud Rap. The gatekeepers of SoundCloud rap. I didn't want to go into that but I wanted to bring it up because I want y'all to Google that, download it, and have it on deck. So when we start talking about hip hop next week, y'all have this article because I'm definitely going to read aspects of this particular article. All right. So, and that's very important. Gatekeepers of the SoundCloud rap. It's a very intricate article. I'm sending this to 16 right now. All right, so it's very critical. All right. So back to the book. Brainwashing is coercion and forcible application of prolonged and intense indoctrination. I'm going to say that again. Brainwashing is coercion or forcible application of prolonged and intensive indoctrination. Brainwashing may be positive or negative. It says human learning is central process in human behavior. All right. Learning plays a major role in such complete areas as personality, social interaction, and mental disorders, i.e. schizophrenia. All right, skipping down now, skipping over. These three important forms of learning are classical conditioning, 2, operant conditioning, and 3, observational learning. All right. It says, when it talks about stimulus and response, when we respond automatically without thinking to a specific event in our environment, we call this action a reflex. The action is called a reflex. When we respond to things that's happening in our environment without even thinking, we call that a reflex. All right? It's a reflex. Every reflex is a response to a stimulus. All right, give me examples in the environment and in the Black community where we had stimulus and response. Almost like the Skinner's, B.F. Skinner talks about the rat, and he put the rat in a maze. All right, he put the rat in a projects, and the rat has to get the cheese, the cheddar, the guap, the money. So the rat is stimulated by the ringing of the bell, because the bell now indicates the fact that if you make it through the maze, you'll get that guap, you'll get that money. You understand what I'm saying? Gunshots and ducking. Damn. Wow. That was right on point. The term classical conditioning is applied to the learning that Pavlov, P-A-V-L-O-V, Pavlov investigation. Ivan Pavlov, a Russian scientist, was interested in the possible learning relationship between a stimulus and a reflex. He wondered whether or not through learning a reflex could be made to occur new stimulus that would not normally evoke it. Pavlov. Can words be a stimulant? All right. When you see somebody like, I don't know, I saw a Little Wayne concert online. He said, everybody put your hands up, and everybody put their hands up. All right. And then I saw some other artists just put their hands up, and everybody in the audience put their hands up. Is that the stimulus or response, or what happens? How about when a certain song and a record come on, everybody start doing the same dance? I remember one time I was in a club. I went to see KRS-One, and I ran into one of the brothers from B4, D4, D4L, D4 something, the Laffy Taffy dudes. What group is that? D4L, D4, DL4, D. What's the name of their group? Come on, help me out, y'all. I know y'all saying, damn, old dude. D4K, D4L, D4L, yeah. And it's like soon as that song came on, people automatically knew what to do. I mean, I was lost. As a matter of fact, I was in Texas and Louisiana. And you'll know the line dancing that they do down there, right? A song came on, I didn't know what the hell the song was. And they started giving instructions on what to do. I'm lost. I'm from New York. I was like, what the hell? So people lined up and they started dancing. Like a square dance, kind of like a, I don't know. Yeah. This was back in the day. I was like, okay, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So words and other symbols can also become conditioned stimuli. Words and symbols associated with important events in a person's life can come to be substitutes for events, causing the same reaction as the event itself. So certain words can cause the same reaction as though you experiencing this thing all over again. All right. And sometimes when a word is said or a phrase or a song come on, you start to get sad because that song was played at your mother's funeral, or that song was played when your girl broke up with you, and it triggered a certain kind of emotional response. All right. A positive reinforcement stimulus can be verbally praised, smile, a hug, attention, a gift, food, or sex. Okay. So it goes into the whole idea of negative reinforcing, foster, or punishment. It's very important. All right. And controlling the masses of the people. For example, saying you are smart to your child is likely to produce one set of outcomes while screaming you're stupid. All right. Who was the scientist that did the experiment on water? Oh, Master Emoto is his name. Master Emoto, Emotto. He did the experiment with water with his class. And every day his class came in, they spoke positive words to one glass of water and negative words to another glass of water. And I think after about a month's period of time, the glass of water that they spoke negative words to almost turned to mud, while the water that they spoke positive words to almost crystallized. All right. So to this came child will yell quite, you are so stupid and bad. To this same child will yield quite another result. All right. It says, in short, we learn behavior in which result in pleasant outcomes while avoiding actions which lead to unpleasant results. This is called the law of cause and effect. All right. Cause and effect. So I watched the movie last night. I don't know if y'all seen this movie. Bird Box, is it called? Yeah. And yes, it's gonna take me a minute to process that. The symbology of it. Bird Box. Yeah, I gotta process that. Yeah. I gotta process Bird Box. Yeah. As opposed to okay. All right, let's dive deeper into this. Exposure to prolonged negative reinforcers in which escape is almost impossible appears to cause strong feelings of learned helplessness. This is what our children are experiencing in the classrooms when the teacher is speaking a foreign language. All right, and English is a foreign language. White images are a foreign language to our people, so we have to understand it. Now listen, I'm at the spot right now, so if the security come over and put me out of here because they don't want filming in here, y'all just gotta bear with me. All right, I might get the Professor Griff pass, I don't know. But if you come over here, I'm gonna try to play that card, all right? You see him looking at me like, dude, you still cannot film in here, bro. I'm gonna be like, I'm still gonna try to play it off. All right, where was I at? All right, so for people that just tuned in once again, Psychotechnology of Brainwashing, Chief Kwabena Fahim Asante, PhD. All right, let's get to the meat of it. The process of brainwashing, chapter 6. It says brainwashing's definition. It says the physical forcible application or hidden coercion of prolonged intensive indoctrination to cause a human to give up basic beliefs, values, and attitudes, and to submit and accept those of the oppressor. All right. That's the definition in this particular book. But it talks in the definition, it talks about physical forcible applications. What are the applications that are forced on us that we have to readily accept? What are the hidden coercions? If you're coerced to do something, what are the hidden coercions? All right. What are the prolonged intensive indoctrinations? Are we going to school to get programmed and indoctrinated, or are we going to get an education? All right. What are your beliefs? What does the term belief mean? Can somebody look that up real quick? Belief. What does belief mean? Is belief based on facts? So just by mere belief, do we tend to say that's actual fact? To believe is a lie. Wow, be balanced just straight out said to believe is a lie. What's the definition? Belief equals no facts. True Bite says blind. Knowledge precedes speech and action, and acceptance that its statement is true or that something exists. B-lie-V-E. In acceptance, something is true on assumption. Wow. So actually, so when you look up the term belief, belief is not based on facts now, is it? So you can believe anything that you want to believe. But what happens if you apply this particular definition? It talks about the physical forcible application or hidden coercion of prolonged intensive indoctrination. The indoctrination is day after day after day after day. You're listening to the same set of instructions that's intense, and it's indoctrinating you to believe the lie. At that point, does the lie become the truth? All right. So let's deal with a very popular misconception. It says slavery started in 1619. You're right, Raymond Jackson. The lie is still a lie. All right. Slavery started in 1619. How true is that? In their own history books, they say that slavery started way before that. So how is it that they can force this on us in the history books in America that slavery started? It began in 1619 when the first African economic prisoner arrived in chains and shackles and it ended in 1865. Both of those dates are lies. Slavery did not end in 1865. The Emancipation Proclamation was 1863 to 1865, but slavery did not end. All right. Let's look up emancipate and let's look up what a proclamation is. All right. Okay. So when you start talking about the physical forcible application or hidden coercion of prolonged and intensive indoctrination to cause a human to give up his basic beliefs, to give up his values, to give up his attitudes, and submit to accept those of the oppressor. All right? The colonizer. All right? These are 9 steps of physical forcible brainwashing. Proclamations is a public or official announcement, especially one dealing with a matter of great importance. All of this is an announcement. All right, so here's the 9 steps of physical forcible brainwashing. And those 9 steps are physically contained, being physically contained. All right. Use of confusion, confusing you about who you are. Right now, if you ask everybody on this live feed right here, this live show, who are you? We'll probably get 20 different definitions on who we are. Somebody say I'm black. Someone say I'm a Negro. Someone say I'm a Hebrew. Someone say I'm RBG. Someone say I'm a Muslim. Someone say I'm an African. Someone say I'm none of those. Someone say I'm indigenous. Someone might say, all right? Somebody might say I'm a god or a goddess. All right? Number 3, emotional and physical assault. Have you been assaulted emotionally? If so, how? Have you been assaulted emotionally? Somebody said we're all Americans. Okay. How have we been assaulted emotionally? The prison system, be balanced, assaults us physically and emotionally and psychologically. Our history has been stolen from us. You're right. Murder images on the screen. You're right, Brother Bobby. Number 4, deprivation. What are they depriving us of? Our king said the prison and the courts are corrupt. Okay. Homelessness. Deprivation. Number 4. 5, confession of weakness. Confession of weakness. Number 6, re-education. Number 7, submission. 8, identification. And number 9, what Bobby Wright gave us, mental genocide, menticide. All right. It says, in order for the individual physically or hidden coercion brainwashing to be effective, one must undergo 9 steps of the psychotechnology process. The psychotechnology process can be very sophisticated or very simple. It depends on the setting and the environment. What does our environment look like? Come on, explain our environment. Unless you live in the suburbs, but me and my wife was driving through the suburbs yesterday, and we was like, damn, we driving through the suburbs, we don't even see anybody. Even though black people live out here, we don't even see people. So a lot of times when you live in the suburbs, you don't even see people. You only see people on the streets is when you go into the city. All right. Hold on. Let me skip through. Let me get to some of these final points before we got to close out. The final and complete stage of brainwashing is called menticide. This is the stage where our ancestors accepted and believed that they were inferior as blacks or Africans. They had to prove that they were human and could be civilized and become more like the white brainwashers who were kind to them. They willingly turned against anything African or black. How true is this? Listen, brothers and sisters, those of us that's rejecting the concept of black in English language or any other language, they made it so that every time you heard the word black, it was very painful. Starting with your mama. You black MF so-and-so, go sit your black behind down and blah, 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 blah. Then we heard this from your brothers and sisters. Then we heard it from your peer group. Then you heard it from people in the community. All right. And then the television shows reflected it. Then the movies reinforced it. All right. Surprising fact of brainwashing is that the final stage of the process is completed. That of menticide, the victims will reproduce other brainwashed family and group members. Wow. It says menticide, which is the final step and phase of brainwashing. The same people that are brainwashed, because hurt people, all right? The same people now will produce other brainwashed individuals, i.e. the church. Trying to get someone in the church nowadays to study, at least to have a conversation with you on even footing and from the reference points of presenting actual fact and knowledge is very hard to do. All right? Well, our ancestors did not necessarily mess up. You could say that about us right now. I'm sorry, 16, I had to address that. Our ancestors didn't mess up. There's trials and tribulations, and there's hills and valleys. Our ancestors speak to us from within us. We are our ancestors. So before we make statements like that, we have to actually look into the whole idea of what an ancestor is. All right. All right, the word lie, L-I-E, means an untrue statement made with the intent of deceiving or creating a false impression. All right. The driving force behind mass brainwashing is a concept known as subliminal seduction. All right. This term that means to seduce or rape the unconscious mind. It is done without the individual's knowledge. Subliminal seduction or perception is a subject that virtually no one wants to believe exists, but it exists. All right. This person's mind has been raped on a subconscious level. All right. Every institution in society is involved in the mass brainwashing process. It says this ranges from government, business, education institutions, political parties, professional associations, and religious bodies. All of them are part of the brainwashing process. Pardon me. The third step to the mass brainwashing is psychological warfare. This is the planned use of propaganda and other actions designed to influence the emotions, attitudes, and behaviors of enemy, neutral, or friendly groups in such a way as to support the accomplishment of the controller's aims and objectives. Psychological warfare. All right. Psychology, the psyche. Psychology. Psyche meaning the soul. Ology meaning the study of. They're waging war, all right, not on the mind, but the soul. All right. And we have to understand this particular dynamic as I teach in the psychological covert war on hip hop. All right. We only got a few more minutes. I got about 20 more minutes. So let me run through this. 16. Thank you for being hard at work today. I know they're giving you the business today. All right. Psychological warfare has contributed directly to many Africans giving up their own African religions, names, customs, language, culture, enterprise, education, morals, and traditions. All right. They tricked us into giving that stuff up. And then we turn around and we trick other people into giving it up. All right. Hang in there, 16. Spiritual war. You're correct, Justin. All right. One of the most important concepts operating among subjects of psychological war is cognitive dissonance. What is cognitive dissonance? All right, let's take a deep breath right now. I need y'all to tell me, what is cognitive dissonance? Someone's asking me to come over there waving, but I don't want to be rude. I can't leave y'all, so I'm going to ask them to come over here. So, yeah. Ignoring the truth that you know inside. Chemical vex. You're right to a degree, but come on, let's go deeper. Let's get deeper. What is cognitive dissonance? I was watching this one. Cognitive dissonance is assimilationism. Yeah, but okay. Trying to hold contradictory thoughts in the same space and at the same time. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Mesmerized. All right, really appreciate that. Thank you. Contradicting, not necessarily beliefs, they're contradicting thoughts. The state of inconsistency as far as the thoughts, it is a distortion in comprehension in the thoughts and how they counteract and cancel each other out. Two opposing thoughts that you're having in the same space. One has to give way to the other. All right. Governmental attempts to control and manipulate the media of brainwashing is found throughout the world. All right. Where can we find the government trying to manipulate the masses of the people? Through the government. Remember, a brainwashed mind does not know or accept that it is brainwashed. I'm going to say that again. Remember, a brainwashed mind does not know that it accepts the fact that it is brainwashed. This is the technology aspect of it. It says it is this for this reason that the principal cognitive dissonance plays such an important part of brainwashed Africans. They justify their beliefs and practices of Christianity by attributing racist practice of whites to ignorance of African culture, or by creating the so-called black Christianity. We call it churchianity. All right, what's up, man? In either case, they are still held with the same walls of fear. Brainwashed Africans are afraid to even recommend that all pictures of God, Jesus as a white man, be destroyed and replaced in all white churches, Bibles, and white homes by a black God and a black Jesus. All right. So just even uttering those words to replace all the pictures of Jesus with a black man, yeah, causes fear in a lot of people. All right. What are the consequences of fear? What is fear? What is fear? What is fear? They don't know that they don't know. Wow. Mr. Enigma, you're absolutely correct. They don't even know that they don't know. All right. Remember, a brainwashed mind does not know or accept the fact that it is brainwashed. What is fear? Lack of faith in oneself. Well, what is faith, Ebony? Ebony Russell, come back to me. What is faith? A mindset. What is fear? A powerful tool used to oppress people. Frank said fear is ignorance. And ignorance is not necessarily a bad word. It simply means you choose to ignore. Dick Bill said false expectations appearing real. Okay. Perpetual purposeful ignorance. Purposeful ignorance. Damn. Fear restricts and restraints. Lack of energy. A state of mind. A false evidence appearing real. Faith. Lack of knowing. To feel threatened. Fear is fake. How is fear fake? All right. When most religions talk about X, Y, and Z is going to happen to you if you don't do X, Y, A, B, and C. All right. Planting the fear in you. What are the consequences of fear? On a psychological level, the body reacts in a number of different ways. All right. So what are the consequences of fear? Blood pressure is raised, and the volume of the blood in the body is altered. Heart rate increases, and the individual may experience sharp pains around the heart when it comes to fear. Do you think that sister in the McDonald's had any fear in her? Three, mobility of the gastrointestinal tract slows or ceases altogether. Number 4, false, tense, and trembling headaches or pain occurs. Number 5, the consumption of blood changes, elevation in the blood sugar level and occurs. The sympathetic division of the automatic nervous system regulates their functions. All right. So this is why they teach us in martial arts, when you're presented with danger, it's best to stay calm, control your breathing, be in control of it all. All right. Fight or flight. To some, fear is unknown. She did fear and she reacted according to protect herself. Actually, you're absolutely correct. All right. The ninth and final step in the brainwashing process is menticide. Menticide means to kill the mind. In the state of menticide, the victims no longer use their mind to work in their own interests or the interests of themselves and their own racial group. The individuals, Calvin, thank you very much, man, for the 2 bills. Really appreciate that. All right, 16 gonna get you that email address. All right, to send us your email to so we can get you the ebook. All right. What was we saying? The individuals value, love, and imitate the behaviors of the brainwashers, the technicians, regardless of the formal education or skills. The menticide victims only serve the interests of the controllers. The menticide victims only serve the interests of the people that's controlling the victims. All right. Even when the menticide victims seek to improve their own lives and communities, they become stuck in the paralysis of analysis. What is the paralysis of analysis? What is the paralysis of the analysis? All right, look up Dr. Leonard Jeffries and tell me what the paralysis of the analysis is. Dr. Leonard Jeffries, paralysis of analysis. All right, so we're going to skip through, we're getting towards the end. This is the last 15 minutes of this. The process of brainwashing. Step number 1, develop and utilize guns and weapons for defensive and offensive purposes. Step number 2, use weapons to physically acquire or contain African people. 3, take away African original names and give them new names for white cultures. 4, do not allow the Africans to speak their own native tongues. teach them white languages. 5, take away the African gods or gods and religion. Give them Christian religion. 6, induce fear and anxiety among the Africans by murder, rape, beatings, and punishment. That was 6. 7, to teach Africans to relate to skin color, hair texture, and physical features instead of relating to their racial, and ethnic heritage. They will call themselves black or minority. 8, devalue the culture of the Africans. Define them for what is good, bad, pretty, ugly, dumb, intelligent, moral, or immoral. All right. Step number 9, educate, i.e. train the Africans in an educational school system with a curriculum of inclusion, expounding the white supremacy of race, history, and culture. Queen Scott, give thanks, sis. More to come, good professor. I really appreciate you, sis. All right, 16, gonna get you that email address. Present negative views and images to the Africans. That's step number 11. Control the media. Present white viewpoints, images, and standards for Africans to follow. Present negative views and images of Africans. And you do this on a constant and consistent basis. All right? Every single day, all day. All right? The book we're reading from is this book, The Psychotechnology of Brainwashing. "12, utilize confusion principle to keep the Africans off balance. Reward a few of them and punish all others. They will view themselves as problems. They will not trust their own wisdom and leadership from within. Use Africans to fight white wars. Use Africans to fight white wars. Use Africans to fight white wars." Step 13, make available plenty of alcohol, drugs for the Africans. Encourage and support sexual deviancy. All right, i.e. this R. Kelly thing we're going to talk about tomorrow. All right, because you cannot sit here and lie and tell me that we don't boost up and promote and push and praise the stripper or the chick with the fake body on IG. All right, and then the sister that try to get an education and refine herself and wear and stay covered up. All right, we don't promote her. We don't praise her. All right, we say she's boring. We say she's a whole bunch of other things. Step 14, create conflict between females and males in socioeconomic classes. The Africans break up the family structure among them. All right. Number 15, identify, select, and promote the older and the younger leaders of the Africans. This will allow whites to promote and control their interests and maintain their power. 16, which is the last one, it says maintain a strong and effective research and evaluation program for analysis of the planning and planning for the control of the Africans. They must constantly plan 8 years in advance. So when you're voting for one president, there are already 2 presidents ahead of you, because the presidency is not elected, it's selected. All right. The only way to reprogram or to de-brainwash African white minds are to reverse the above 16 steps. There are no short methods and no shortcuts. No other program will work. All the 16 steps that I just read you, all right, we're going to have to wash your brain from that. All right, we have to undo all of those things. All right, we have to educate, i.e. train the Africans in an educational system with a curriculum of inclusion expounding upon white supremacy of race, history, and culture. We got to get rid of that. All right. Marcus Garvey said race first. All right. I'm trying to figure out where should I end it. Self-destructive behaviors, alcohol and drug abuse, crime, closed other viewpoints, distrust of African leadership, feel good now syndrome. We got that bad. The feel good now syndrome. Homicides, interpersonal relationships are poor, internalized stereotypes, lack of group cooperation, loss of personal values, mental illness, Mistrusting your own thinking. All right. This is the book, Psychotechnology of Brainwashing. I've only read some of the things out of here. All right. So the way I want to end this talk today off is this. Name me some of our leaders that have actually worked towards correcting the whole idea of this psychotechnology of brainwashing by whites. I'll start off with the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'll come behind him with the Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. You say Nat Turner. All right. I say Malcolm X. All right. Yes, thank you, DJ King. Hit the like button. Malcolm X. All right. Name me some of those black leaders that have came forth and stepped up to the plate. Dr. Bobby E. Wright. Toussaint Louverture. All right. Randy Grant. Thank you very much, good brother. Chalk. Thank you. Fela Kuti. Right. All right. Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. Dick Gregory. Fred Hampton Jr. and Fred Hampton Sr., Steve Copeland, Dessalines the Ferocious, Ashada Shakur, Haile Selassie, Dr. Reverend Phil Valentine, Dr. Blair, Chuck D, Bobby Seals, Tupac, KRS-One, Dr. William Blythe, Bobby Hemmett, Naeem Akbar, Gil Scott Heron, Willie D, Professor Griff. Give thanks. Give thanks, Ebony. 16 said Griff. Supernovas. Oh, my dude. Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. All right, Tariq Nasheed. Thanks for the hidden colors, Tariq Nasheed. Black Dot, my man, Black Dizzle, Black Dot. Okay, we got Steve Copeland. Steve Copeland, who connected the dots. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Dr. Sabi. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing gave us a working fundamental definition of racism, white supremacy. Dr. Neely Fuller Jr., my man, Brother Rich. Dr. Delbert Blair, we got him. Aline Bay, it's my brother, Aline Bay. Public Enemy, Dr. Claude Anderson. George Jackson, of course. Huey P. Newton, of course. Dr. Amos Wilson, of course. My man, 19 Keys. I haven't met the brother, but I see his work. Messi Jesse Jackson, to a degree. All right. Dr. John Henry Clark. Dr. Anthony Browder. All right. Dr. Layla Africa. All right. Professor James Smalls, Black Thought. Chikanta Diop. Dr. Richard King. Maya Angelou. Clarence 13X Smith. Sonny Carson. The Pills, Red and Blue Pill, Robert X, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Thurgood Marshall, Carter G. Woodson, General Sarah Sutton Seti, Larry Davis. All right. Twin Pillars, Mega Evans, KT, the Arch Degree, Bobby Seale. All right. Shahrazad Ali, Thomas Sankara. All right, J.A. Rogers, of course, J.A. Rogers. All right, France Fanon, Al Sharpton. All right, Nina Simone, Muhammad Ali. All right. LeBron James gave us the school, X-Clan, of course, X-Clan. Poor Righteous Teachers, Brother Panic, Winnie Mandela, of course. All right. Mendika Zela, Paul Robeson. Marimba Ani, Dr. Brother Baruti, all right, Yah Baruti, W.E.B. Du Bois, Sekou Touré, all right, Zoo, thank you very much, give thanks, really appreciate that. Rizza, Islam, Paul Mooney, all right, Ben Ami, of course, All right. Dr. Ben Yakinen, of course. Steve Biko. Give thanks all the way from Canada. Really, thanks for tuning in. Jawanza Kunjufu. Naeem Akbar. Bruce Lee. Kwame Ture. Dr. Martin Luther King. Of course, all of y'all's parents are giving birth to y'all that we hear. All right? Dr. Ernie Smith. Buju Banton. The Wu-Tang Clan. All right? Black Panther, thanks for that. All right? Really appreciate that. Of course, Public Enemy. A.A. Rashid. I cannot forget A.A. Rashid, of course. Geronimo Pratt. Africa Bambaataa. Arrested Development. All right? Brand Nubian. Somebody said, why you say Africa Bambaataa? Because before all the nonsense came out, Bambaataa helped establish hip-hop. All right? Prodigy. Guru. Spike Lee. Bob Marley, of course, Bob Marley. Stokely Carmichael. Eric B. and Rakim. Mumia Abu-Jamal. All right? My sister Pam Africa. Russell Khan. George Clinton. Man, Dr. York. Of course, the brothers that gave us the elements. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Somebody send me, Born, Savior, send me some 24/7 spy stuff, man, so I can check it out. Dead Prez. Sarak. Okay. Soleil with Pranayama. Okay. H. Rap Brown. Sister Soldier, of course. Harriet Tubman. Somebody, Mystique, send me some Cableton stuff, man. Marcus Garvey, Marvin Gaye asked the question, what's going on? All right, Aaron Magruder, thanks. For the Boondocks, of course. Good luck, brother. Show them what you got. All right. All right. We got about a minute and a half left. Last question. If there was to be a Professor Griff film, of course, Jimi Hendrix, based on my life, from one of the Public Enemy songs, which song would it be? All right. Which song would it be? If there was a Professor Griff film to come out, a documentary film based on my life and my life work, what would the name of the film be? Show them girl. Fight the power. Of course, y'all hit the like button, click the bell, tell 10 other people. Randy said, fight the power. He said, don't believe the hype. All right, y'all can cut. Thanks for the donations. I really appreciate that. If you sent in a donation via Cash App, which is $ Professor Griff, send me an email so I can send you the ebook. Send me a message and let me know what ebook you want. It says Rebel Without a Pause. That's dope. All right. All right. My Uzi weighs a ton. Don, a.k.a. Peace. What's good, man? Don. Thank you. Really appreciate that, man. All right. Sonetta. Sonetta does some really good work, of course. All right. Security of the first world. Okay. All right, brothers and sisters, I really appreciate y'all. 16, as always. Thank you very much, sister, for helping me moderating this thing for me. I will be on 2 times tomorrow, earlier in the day, right when y'all get out of church. All right. In about the 1 or 2 o'clock hour, and then I'm gonna take a break. Oh wow, Prophets of Rage, that's dope. And then I'm gonna come back, hopefully at the 7 o'clock hour, and we're gonna knock it out the park. The 7 o'clock hour. 7 o'clock hour is the one we're gonna do the R. Kelly thing. All right. Matter of fact, I might just come on once tomorrow and do the R. Kelly thing at 7 o'clock. All right. I think I'm gonna go for a nice. It's gonna be 66 degrees here. I'm gonna go for a walk with my wife. All right. Peace. I love you all to life. This is Professor Griff, and I'm signing out. This is Professor Griff, Sirius Mindz for Sirius Mindz for what? Serious minds for serious minds. I got to see one serious seriously. Thank you very much. All right, peace and love. All right, 16, peace.